Welcome to the Wise Mind Happy Hour. I'm Kelly.
And I'm John. Welcome.
Welcome. Let's
We're back. It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2 weeks.
I can't believe you guys record without me. That's
I
real.
know.
To our audience, they don't even ask. They just. I'm kidding. They ask.
We just tell
was
them, like,
planned.
lose our address for the night.
They're like, actually, we're under the
actually
weather.
closed here. Yeah.
How was it?
It was good. It was really nice, actually. Josh's friend, Mikkel, came into town. And
I haven't had a chance to listen to the episode yet.
oh yeah, we talked about like language because he's a Yiddishist, so kind of like a Yiddish scholar, and he has like a new translation that he did of
Max Spitzkoff.
yeah, it's almost like he called it like trash in like as in it's like a detective series.
Okay.
Kind of like ancient trash in a way, which is like interesting in itself. And Josh heard him do a reading on it and you liked it.
Really nice. Nice and pulpy.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
cool. But we talked about language and like the wisdom of studying language and how you
Definitely.
language things. And it was so fun. He's so, has tons of information to share. And also he's like incredibly curious. And it was just such a fun.
That's great. I can't wait to listen. Language, I mean,
experience.
so important to what we do.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, it was fun, but we missed you, of course.
I missed you all. It's been busy. It feels like a really
Yeah.
long time
I know.
away.
It almost feels like a month rather than 2 weeks.
Yeah, when the notification came up on my phone that we were recording, I was like, man, I haven't seen them in such a long time.
I know.
Which 2 weeks is kind of a long time for us.
Yeah, it is. And like life just like moves fast. It's
It
like
doesn't stop.
I feel like I'll skip a week with certain clients, like obviously because of our schedules or whatever. And then there's some cases where they're just like, oh my God, there's like 20 things I have to update you on. And I'm like, wow, our lives are so like chock full of stuff
So many things.
all the time. For us, we're moving.
The boxes.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So we're like,
But this is the last episode in here, right?
this is literally our last episode.
wow, this
in
is where it was
here.
born.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Remember we used to sit on the couch?
We used to sit on the couch, which was fun.
I like the couch.
I prefer this, but I do like the couch.
I feel like I got a lot. I think I sweat every episode. I got real sweaty on the couch, I feel like.
Yeah, because the couch has that like velvety.
We have the same type of velvety feel, which is so comfortable and nice and
Yeah.
deep, and you just sink into it. And I think when I'm talking and trying to sound a certain way, like I know something, I sweat.
when I'm really straining my intellect.
Sweating.
Yeah.
But my kids are out of school now.
Wow. So how do you feel about that?
I get very sentimental about it. There's a version of it where I have my head down through the school year. It's so packed, it's so busy. And then when it comes to an end, I start to reflect on the whole year. And it just makes me think about how much my kids have grown in the last year, how effortful. It almost kind of takes my breath away sometimes where it's like, wow, like a lot has happened.
Totally.
So, and it's exciting. Like summer, you probably remember, like as a kid, that last day of school, that last week of school is
Oh my God. I wish I
electric.
could bottle that.
It's
feeling.
electric.
Yeah.
They're not bringing backpacks. They're in
God.
shorts. They're hanging out. You don't have to do homework. So every day that last week, we're at the turf with them. They're with their friends. It was just that last week of school. If you could bottle that, you could sell it because it was great.
It's like, will any of us ever feel that type of joy again?
It's amazing.
Oh,
It's
it's
amazing.
like
They got the
Christmas
yearbooks.
and that.
They're getting the yearbook signed.
my
They're having
God.
pizza parties. They're doing water balloons. They're doing field day.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a great time.
You know, it's interesting you say that because my niece Saoirse was in kindergarten and she just finished.
Mhm.
And I talked to her like that week and then we just saw them. And I asked her like, oh, wow. So it's Thursday's your last day of kindergarten.
Mhm.
How do you feel about that? And she's like, sad.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, but good.
Yeah,
Like,
it's both.
sad but good. I had this moment of like really feeling so happy for her that she likes school enough to feel sad that it's ending. Because I actually never felt that. I was like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Did you like feel sad?
I think certain years I did.
You
I don't
did.
think it was. I think I was more often excited about the
Yeah.
summer. I have a summer birthday,
Yeah.
but there were years that were really, really just phenomenal years with my friends that
Yeah.
it was like, oh man.
In elementary school?
Yeah, like in elementary school where it was like,
Wow.
oh, we're going to get new homerooms next year, or we're going to, and you kind of get that, the vibe, and you get the routine going. And, but I think more often than not, I was excited. I think both boys did say, I think Wes more, that, there was a little bit of some sadness about it, which I can appreciate.
Totally.
One of his friends, I wasn't there, but one of his friends apparently Sarah was like, have a good summer. And he was like, I'm going to blink my eye and it's going to be August 24th. Like he's like like an old man. Just kind of like, before I blink
I'm
my
gonna
eye.
blink. He like parroted some parent.
For sure. And of course, Wes takes that to heart. He comes home. He's like, it is going to be August 24th soon. I was like, this is the first. This isn't even the first day off. This is the night of the last day of school.
Yeah, you haven't even started.
We are the furthest away from starting school in this moment.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy.
Yeah.
So they're
It's so
out.
cute. He was like worried. I could see your little self being like that.
I always, future trip.
Future-oriented,
Yeah.
time
I
traveling.
love it.
Junior high is going to be so hard. And it's like, let's pump the
Wait, is he
brakes.
going to be in junior high?
Middle school. So wait, he's going to be in 6th grade.
Wes is going to be in 6th grade.
6th grade, yeah.
Big man on campus.
Yeah.
That is radical.
6th and 3rd. Yeah, Shane will be in 3rd.
I don't know why the 3rd makes a little more sense to me. I
That makes a
can't
little
believe
more
he's a 6th grader.
6th grade. Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Isn't that wild?
This is scary. Yeah.
It's scary. Wes should be scared.
It happens so fast.
It does.
I mean, I feel like I remember when you basically had a baby.
Yeah, because when I came
6th
down,
grade is a full-blown person.
full blown.
Wow.
This is their first full week off. Sarah took them to the East Coast to see her family, and I'm here so that we can redo our kitchen.
Oh, nice.
So they're out of the house so we can get some stuff done in our kitchen, and they're not coming back till Saturday. So what feels like enormous amount of time I have is wild.
Wow. Yeah. What have you been doing?
Well, I had to get all of the stuff out of my cabinet. So Sunday was
sure.
a big day of doing that.
We were looking at the same moon, clearing out our cabinets.
clearing out the cabinets. But I ended up going to the pool that day by myself.
Oh, fun.
Reading a book. I finished a book, did
What
some
book?
errands. Disappearing Earth.
Mm.
Um,
It's like a climate change.
It isn't actually.
Oh.
It's fiction. It's a bunch of different perspectives. Each chapter is like different characters' perspectives and the impact of these 2 children that ended up going missing.
Oh.
And kind of this unsolvable disappearance that
Wow.
there was maybe one witness that saw these kids get into a car and it could have been like they were kidnapped, but
Oh, geez.
each chapter kind of, it's a light read like I like. By the pool.
I honestly can take a mystery like that more than
By a pool.
certain things.
Nobody was reading Flesh by the pool, I'll tell you that much.
I found the New York Times list of beach reads. I could send it to you if you want.
Was Flesh on there?
Flesh was not on there.
People are going to think we're saying Fletch, like the movie Fletch
The movie
with Chevy
Fletch.
Chevy Chase. The feeling of not having to rush to pick somebody up or drop somebody off or
Amazing.
make dinner or do homework. It's
So
Wild.
nice. Yeah.
last night we FaceTimed and I was really like, after we got off the phone, I like really missed them
Oh,
a lot. I was like, ugh, the house is so quiet.
totally.
And so I'm trying to really enjoy it and I am. And at the same time, like late at night, I'm like, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
I was like itching to come over here.
Oh,
It was like,
that's
it
nice.
was like 6:45. I'm like, when is the clock going to move faster? I
Oh,
don't
I love
just looking at the
that.
clock. I'm like, I'm ready.
Ready.
I'll come on over.
I obviously don't have kids yet. We all know. When I have time without Josh, the second you leave, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
If that's
Aw.
okay to say.
Even with all my spiraling.
Of course. Yeah. Maybe that's like a dependency thing, but I do notice like excitement about the time to myself, but I also like instantly I'm like, oh, I miss him.
Yeah,
and
it's
going
both.
to sleep is hard, because you're like, oh, I'm just so used to this person like being here.
Yeah, I remember years and years ago. It was a holiday where my brother and his wife and maybe his oldest were staying with my parents for a holiday, and so was I. And I just remember my mom, like I was saying goodnight to her or something. And I was like, oh yeah, I hope you get a good night's sleep. And she was like, well, of course I'm going to get a good night's sleep. Both my boys are in the house. She was like, I get my best night's sleep when my boys are here.
Home. Oh, that's sweet. I feel like some parents say the opposite.
And that's was my feeling last night after I got off the phone, because I don't think I slept that well. And it was like, oh yeah, when the unit is together, that's when I sleep the best.
I feel like maybe a lot of parents would lean into the joke side of things. They'd be like, no, kids are, I'm going to get the best sleep of my life, kind of thing. But like, what's the real experience? Like, I think I sleep best when you're there.
Oh.
Yeah, totally. Even if you're clacking away on your computer all night.
The plot thickens.
Snoring.
Or snoring.
Oh, snoring. The sleep divorce.
For some reason, your snoring this weekend was popping off.
Maybe it was the change of climate?
Yeah, it's probably because it was so humid. My brother's house was pretty humid.
I think the sleep divorce is where it's at. I mean, I think spending
you guys
some
sleep
night,
separate?
We don't do it every night. I think though we're intentional about some nights, and I usually play tennis early in the morning, so I don't wake her up. I'll just sleep on the couch.
Yeah, every morning.
No, I don't play every morning. No, I usually try to play 3 times a week, 2 or 3 times a week.
That's pretty good.
And then we feel more rejuvenated from that, particularly because I snore as well. Sarah's a light sleeper, so yeah. So I think every once in a while it can be useful.
Yeah,
you get a really solid night.
Wait, what does Sarah do when you're snoring and she can't sleep?
Usually it's a routine of a few hits to get me repositioned.
Yeah, I do.
And
a
then
little
she
like
throws
snoring,
and then she throws in the towel.
She leaves.
And she'll go to the couch.
The couch.
Yeah, she'll just sleep on the couch.
Okay.
She has always struggled to fall asleep.
Okay.
Just in general, it takes her a long time to get to sleep.
Sure.
And on top of that, she's a light sleeper.
I mean, it's funny. Like, I have insomnia probably 3 times a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I think mine is totally hormonal.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not one of those nights, I can pretty much fall asleep and stay asleep.
Even with the snoring?
The snoring only bothers me on those special nights.
Oh, otherwise you can sleep through it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's
good for you.
Sometimes I'll wake up because I have to go to the bathroom. And a lot of times you're not snoring. But sometimes then he is, and I'm like, damn.
But you'll give a few nudges?
Yeah, I'll give a nudge. But then I usually fall back asleep whether or not he stops snoring. So it doesn't impact my sleep in a way like I would ever mention to like a doctor. Or it's funny because like sometimes he'll go to bed before me.
Yeah.
Rarely, but like on the weekend you did. And I'm like reading next to you. Or you took a nap one day.
Yeah.
Because the girls, their new thing is like right when they wake up, they bust in our room when we stay over. Which like they used to, I think my sister-in-law used to kind of be like, hey guys, we're going to wait for them to wake up. And now they're like kind of old enough and have enough like mastery over their like minds and bodies that they're like, fuck this, they're waking up with us.
So we're just going to get
So like both of us the first morning, it was like, goosh, like the door opens and it's, it's 6:45 there, it's 5:45 in Chicago. And we went to bed late. It was a Friday night. So, we were tired. So Josh took a nap and I was reading next to him thinking maybe I would like doze off or something. And he was like snoring away. So I was really able to be like, oh, this is really what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it's loud. Have you snored forever?
No.
It's recent.
Yeah, but I think it's one of those things that if you can muster up this isn't like about you, I still like sleeping with you and all those things. This is just about like literally quality sleep. I think the sleep divorce sometimes is a good.
I don't think I want
is a good thing. Though. I'm not telling you should do it. I'm just saying. I think it's beneficial.
I might take to the couch tonight.
No.
Snore into the couch.
Snore into the couch.
One time my mom was like suggesting things. I think I said this on the podcast.
Open the window?
She was like, open the window or whatever. Or you can go in the other room and open the window. Something. And Josh goes, I think I'll just snore into the breeze.
Snore into the breeze. Like, just take it right out.
Carefree.
Just carefree.
Yeah.
It was so funny.
I think those are, there are good sleeping hacks out there. It's like the separate blankets, separate comforters.
I know. We tried the separate blankets and somehow that didn't work either.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Either?
Oh, you mean besides like sleep divorce, which is like not even
the either makes it sound like we're under such duress.
You're under sleeping duress.
Well, I got really, yes, I do. I got really gung ho about the idea of the separate blankets. It's like the Swedish method.
It
or
is.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, I mean, this is going to change
And quality
our
of
lives.
life in those Scandinavian countries
So high.
through the roof.
But could it be from the saunas and not from
And the outdoor
The
living,
blankets, yeah.
the life,
the
not
fact that everyone's like kind of from the same
the
cultural
not
background?
Donald Trump of it all. Out
Yeah.
there.
Like we did it, and I was like enthusiastic about it, and then it was like something about it wasn't working for us.
Mm.
Maybe the blankets just felt so like bunched up and stuff.
Mm.
Maybe I needed to like order separate.
What size blankets did you have?
Yeah, maybe they were full size and they should be twin size.
Yeah.
Or what do you do?
Well, we have a king size bed, but 2 queen comforters. So it's not like we have 2
Oh.
king comforters. We sized it down so that
Yes.
it's not interrupting the other person.
Okay,
So
I mean
it's-
that's interesting. And now I'm just like getting into the logistics.
let's get into
of
the
it.
logistics.
How do you make the bed? Because a king is not.
I like that you're assuming I make my bed.
Oh, you don't?
I like that assumption. We're really getting into the weeds here, but
Yeah.
we don't do a top sheet. That is not.
I'm queen no top sheet, but Josh likes a top sheet. So
I
we
hate
have
a
one.
top sheet.
Okay.
Is it wise to have a top sheet? Have we done that
It's
before?
millennial. Actually, we should do that. It's a millennial to not have one, kind of.
I hate top sheets.
Yeah.
I hate them. They're too constricting.
Okay.
I don't like it. I like sometimes sleeping with the leg out. I don't want that. I just
Yeah.
want the.
I've come around to it.
We'll just throw the comforters up. So my half will have my comforter. Hers will be overlapping mine a little bit.
Okay.
And that's it.
And that's it. Okay. That
Done
was
and
my
done.
question. Is
Yeah.
like, because a king size bed is not two full queens, right?
No,
That would be huge.
that might be a California king.
Actually, you know what's funny? Because I've been looking up these measurements because I have, my own version of OCD where I'm like ordering a king size frame and a mattress from elsewhere. So trying to make sure, Googling, is every king size bed the same measurement?
I'm pretty sure it is, unless it's a California king.
Well, so then it showed me all the different bed measurements. And I just thought the California king was just bigger.
It's just wider. It's not longer. I thought it was
It's
just
shorter.
wider. It's shorter but wider?
Yes.
Oh.
It's
I thought it was the same length, just wider, but I guess I'm wrong.
It's shorter than the king. Up by a little bit. And it's like, riddle me why. Why wouldn't they just make it bigger?
yeah. I don't know.
They must have thought of that, but who do I talk to about this?
The podcast, all of our listeners is who we're talking to.
Because that
King bed
Josh
is a game
was busy
changer.
when I came across that little snippet, and I was like, I gotta talk to someone about this. Why is it shorter?
I mean, talk about, I'm just spewing privilege here, but the king bed is a game changer.
we just ordered it.
Ugh.
I mean,
You're never going to go back. Like there's going to be your life before it, and then there's your life after.
Oh my god!
It's so much room.
I'm so
When you want to
happy.
cuddle, when you want to be close, you got it. And then when you don't want to be touched, you got it. Like, it's perfect. There's no, this just feels like we're too close. You know what? If it does, move over because you got the room.
I'm really
and for a
excited.
tall person,
Yeah.
which
I'm tall.
you're tall,
Yeah.
it's going to feel great.
Oh.
For me, it's just, it was a game changer. It's
Well,
like,
my
I
thing
feel like
is,
I fit on a bed now.
Yeah. My thing too is like being tall as I am and pregnant.
Well, right. Yeah.
Like at some point.
You're going to need, Sarah really liked one of those, it almost looks like a tooth. It's a pillow that is like
Oh,
a U.
yes.
Yeah, that was huge for
It's like
her.
a donut pillow or something.
Well, but it's like long.
No,
so you
it's-
can
yeah.
hug it and you can, it kind
Oh.
of wraps your whole body.
Yes.
Like, it's just very, it was
I
very,
need that.
yeah.
And you need the pillow between the legs when you're pregnant, right? That's like the
Mhm.
whole thing.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
lot of different sleeping issues
Yeah.
with pregnancy. But anyway,
Totally.
wow, we really went off.
I know. I
on-
mean, this is what happens.
I can't wait to sleep under your king now. I've
Yeah.
been sleeping under your
You're
queen
gonna have so
bed
much
for
space to
so
roll
much space to roll around under
There'll
there.
be 6 Christmas trees under there with
so many things under there.
Yeah. Okay, well, we can get into our topic. Why not?
You're
We've
jazzed about
belabored
this
it
topic.
enough.
I know you are.
Yeah.
You sent me an article.
Oh, wait, we're doing the article?
No, but you sent me the article.
Oh,
And I was like, great, let's do the article. And you said, no, we're still doing the skill.
yeah, we're doing the
We're
skit.
doing the DBT skill.
Yes, because the article is great. We'll do the article next week. You guys will have this great article
Teaser.
coming your way. But no, I love to come back to the skills.
For sure.
It's funny, like The skill that we're doing today is called opposite to emotion action.
OEA.
OEA, which we'll talk all about. I even thought about this morning. Like obviously the way I work as a therapist has evolved so much.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes I will have this dilemma of like, where really in my authentic way of working, like where do the skills fit in? With EMDR, like often you can do DBT skills in what they call like the resourcing phase, where you're helping someone prepare for trauma reprocessing. DBT is like lends itself so well to that phase. Sometimes in parts work, you actually use skills with the parts to help them relax. Sometimes they need skills in some cases. And it's like, where authentically am I using those skills for myself in this whole like trying to get pregnant process, moving process, like all of this? You know, I have a lot of feelings. I get really overwhelmed with feeling at different parts of this, as Josh can totally attest. I thought to myself today as I was getting out of bed today, not even thinking about this podcast, I was like, I need to pull out those tip skills again. Like, because I had these moments, my little like fertility testing thing wouldn't work in the morning and I had to take it in Cleveland and I brought it and I brought all the pieces of it and then it just wouldn't connect to their Wi-Fi. I mean, I felt like I was
You went to a 10 immediately.
Tantrum. Yeah. I mean, I truly was having a tantrum. I was like, because it was like so stressful to bring it all amidst the move and like it's vulnerable to like be taking a test like that. My nieces are literally outside the bathroom door saying, "Where's Kelly? Where's Kelly? Where's Kelly?" It's early in the morning because you have to do it early in the morning. I mean, it was like a nightmare.
It's
and then
too
it
much.
Wouldn't work. It was too much. And I just was like, why won't this just work?
Give me ice.
And
Give me
I
something.
couldn't really come down. And this is when I like a little bit kind of displaced my feeling onto Josh. And then like I had the natural separation of me needing to tend to my nieces. And I almost need, because I won't have that all the time, I need the tip skill to like help me come down. Or like even opposite action.
Which tip is temperature change for those of you out there. Intense exercise or movement, paced breathing / progressive or paired muscle relaxation, which is a distress tolerance skill.
Totally. And it's for high distress to help kind of like pull you back to the
anchor
ground.
you, a strong anchor.
Yes. And I really needed that. And you know what's funny? What also happened? This is like a sidebar. I was upset and I ended up, you know, like freaking out a little bit on Josh and then we resolved that. And then I kind of was like freaking out towards my mom who was also there. And I was just like, it's just like nothing's working. And like, it's so frustrating. And it's like so vulnerable to have to bring all this stuff and take this. And I'm just so frustrated. Like, I'm just so frustrated. And I was like mad. And my nieces were around in the playroom. And my middle niece all of a sudden was kind of like mirroring my affect. And her mom, Brittany, was like, "Sweetie, what's wrong? Like, what happened? What is making you upset?" And she just kind of was like, And I'm like, "Oh, I think she is mirroring me."
Yeah.
You know, and she doesn't understand like what's going on with me.
But modeling is
So then that
strong.
kind of really pulled me out of it where I was like, you need to like ground a little bit here. And I was able to be like talking to her and kind of let it go. And of course, in the back of my mind, I was like, I know I'm going to let this go and it's fine. And also little did I know this month, the fertility doctor would be like doing a blood test for all that stuff. So I really don't even need to do that this month. But anyway, I need something to just help me come to the ground. Like as aware as I am of my feelings, as much therapy as I'm in, I'm like, I need these skills sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you ever feel that where you're like,
Yeah,
I just
100%.
need this?
I would love to be in a space where we're processing everything all the time.
Yeah.
It's just not realistic.
It's not realistic.
And people don't want to be processing all the time. And one of the reasons I like opposite action as a skill is there's such a parallel process to me of being in therapy, because I think the engagement in therapy is opposite to emotion action.
Yeah. Yep.
Because there's so many urges to not talk about things in therapy, to avoid things, and whether the person is cognizant of that and will make them more, aware of it. I think opposite action is playing itself out.
Yeah.
If somebody is engaging in therapy, but they're having strong aversion to it or, that type of thing. But yes, absolutely. The skills are so useful.
Yeah.
A lot of situations that come out of nowhere where you're not in a moment to process it.
Yeah.
That comes after the fact.
Right. Yeah. Or it's like you're not in a context where that's appropriate.
Or you're not in a context.
Yeah.
Or
I'm surrounded by like a 3-year-old,
right,
a 4-year-old, and
or
a
even you're
6-year-old.
surrounded by people, not in that scenario, but you're in a context where you wouldn't want to share that stuff with those
Right.
people, or it's not a safe
Yeah.
space for that kind of processing. And so the skills are so useful moment to moment
Yeah.
when that stuff just really kind of comes out of nowhere. I mean, certainly you can cope ahead and be intentional about it. It's such a strong foundation, though, to have and to
Yeah.
call on them when needed.
Yes. And even too, radical acceptance was huge. I just had to like turn the mind. Like, you know what, Kelly? It doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can keep like raging against this and pushing against this reality. It's not going to change.
Yeah.
Like you're letting this go.
And then you feel more dysregulated when you,
Yeah.
whether you engage with the urge more to lash out or that's more dysregulating.
Yeah.
Right. So an opposite to emotion action is an emotion regulation skill.
Yeah.
A lot of times people think it's a distress tolerance skill.
I know. A lot of people do think that. Same with ride the wave.
And you can use distress tolerance skills to help
Yeah.
with it. But
Totally. There's no rule.
yeah, which, I mean, we don't have to get into that nitty gritty too much, but
Yeah.
just for clarification.
Yeah. Well, yeah, let's talk about opposite to emotion action specifically. It's in, as we're saying,
Mhm.
the 4 modules of DBT. It's in the
Emotion regulation,
emotion regulation.
which is
that word just
a
like
change.
left my
Yeah,
head.
that's all right.
So yeah, this is a way to help you regulate emotion. These skills
Yes.
do this.
Right. Which it doesn't mean you won't be dysregulated.
Yeah.
Right. It's if you can do these, you can manage dysregulation much more effectively.
Yeah.
And the hope is that you won't swing so quickly out of wise mind, which is what this podcast is all about. And if you do, you're kind of in more of an emotional place, right? Emotion mind, that you might not stay there as long, or, if you're practicing these skills more regularly, you are able to be more in a wise-minded place, though never perfect. But
Yeah.
so the idea is that every emotion comes with an urge.
Mm-hmm.
So an action urge or a tendency.
Yeah.
And a lot of those urges are really useful for us, right? And
Yeah.
they keep us safe. And that's an
Mhm.
important thing to remember, that this isn't an all or nothing thing where you are always acting
Yeah.
opposite of your urge. But the idea is, if you can notice and validate having urges given a certain emotion and in a certain context, we do have the ability to not give in to those urges. We have the ability to act
Yeah.
opposite to those urges or other to those urges. Because
Yeah.
sometimes people get hung up too on, and I know you and I have probably engaged in this many times with people teaching this skill, like, well, I have to do the whole opposite.
Yeah. The exact
opposite. Like,
yeah. It's funny.
sometimes sure, and other times, it could just be a small step in a different direction, right?
Yeah.
So-
Something different.
yeah. So you're noticing your urges. If it's not effective for you to act on those urges, can you sit a little bit longer and maybe act in a opposite or other
Yeah.
way?
Yeah. Yeah. And, I almost think the usefulness of opposite is like symbolic in a way. Like, when you engage with like, what's the opposite of this? Like you're bringing up probably like almost both hemispheres of the brain and like
Mhm.
something more logical. And I like the idea of opposite, but if something kind of like tangential is
Yeah.
helpful, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes doing nothing is opposite to emotion action,
totally.
which is also an
Totally.
important point. I mean, I think just to give a very basic example, an example we typically use is the idea you wake up and you are extremely overwhelmed, you're anxious, and so your urge might be telling you to what? To stay in bed, to
Yeah.
withdraw, to cancel plans,
Yeah.
to call into work. And is that the effective move, or can you acknowledge those urges? Can you acknowledge your experience, what you're feeling,
Yeah.
and start to act opposite of it, not fuse with that
Yeah.
kind of emotional state? And how many of us have had the experience of, we wake up in the morning, we feel like that, and once we start going,
Yeah.
once we start the routine, it's not as if the anxiety is completely gone.
Yeah.
It just we feel more regulated. We
Mhm.
feel the ability to continue to move in the direction that maybe is more effective for us. So,
Totally. There's a philosophy out there that like mood follows action.
Mhm.
Opposite to emotion action, sometimes called opposite action. It is great, especially for avoidance urges.
Definitely.
Like avoiding taking a shower when you feel really depressed. You know, you can feel disinterest and you can feel sadness that's there, or whatever feeling state is there. Literally picture or start to move your body in the direction of the thing that isn't what you want to do in the moment, but is important to you, is value aligned.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do something, consider like, is it still meaningful to me?
And does it fit the context?
Yeah.
You know, as humans, we make shortcuts and we generalize things, and we might have a very anxious feeling that it's very similar to anxiety that we feel in a situation where we might truly be at risk.
Yeah.
And those two contexts are very different, but that's hard for us to sort out because the urge might still be the same, to flee or to avoid or withdraw. And so it does take some ability to take that moment to kind of assess and see like, is this value aligned, or does it fit the context, right? Recently, this has been coming up in sessions about having difficult conversations.
Yeah. Oh God.
Like the fear, the anxiety, the urge is to just not bring it up. The urge is to not have the conversation, to bring up the difficult topic. And it's, can we validate that? And that makes sense. And at the same time, what would it be like to step in, to have it, to at least set aside some time even with the person, to let them know you would like to talk. Like that could be some opposite to emotion action moves that we're taking.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny as you say that. Sometimes that can even come up for me in a clinical space with some of those things that sometimes in therapy feel taboo to bring up.
Or even just redirecting a patient.
Totally.
The urge is, I'm just going to let this lie, or not that we don't want to bring it up, but maybe we have, okay, I want to go in this direction, right? And so the urge is like, it might just be easier if I don't like talk about that in this moment. And it's like, okay, can we notice that? And what would it be like to kind of lean into that?
Yeah. Like even in my own therapy, like sometimes if I'm like reprocessing certain things, like a memory, and I get a lot of shame around it, I will literally, as a therapist, is someone who knows the value of like being honest and open in the work, will have an urge of like, you don't need to like share that part with your therapist. Like that's embarrassing to tell her that happened to you, or that you did that, or whatever. And sometimes the opposite action that I don't always access it, but sometimes the opposite action is saying like, I'm feeling embarrassed about sharing something, which maybe is more of an other action.
Either way.
I'm not like launching it to just sharing
Either
it
way.
All the way opposite, but I'm saying something that's not just avoidance.
Yes.
I'm kind of naming like, I don't want to share this. And maybe that's relevant for us here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll think about the alternative, which would be not even saying that.
Right. Just hiding it.
Just hiding it.
Yeah.
And that would be fully giving into that urge.
Totally.
Right.
Which I've done, but I think I'm getting better at that over the years.
Parenting offers so many opportunities to engage in this skill, because I think for me, there's so many moments where I have an urge to overcorrect, or I have an urge to just do something for them because it would be easier if I just did it, versus really sitting with that and noticing, and this could be maybe a larger learning opportunity for them, or noticing that urge and saying, man, you've corrected them a lot today. Like, what must that feel like for them to just be told maybe they're doing everything wrong, right? So I think there's so many opportunities where I try to call on this and take that, at least that moment to think about, do I really want to give into that?
Yeah.
Right.
And for you, would that be giving into like a control move kind of, or
correcting them? It's like maybe trying to avoid having a deeper conversation with them or something, right? Or if it's doing something for them, it's avoiding, oh, this is going to be frustrating because I know they're going to make mistakes with it. And so I'm going to have to sit with that, and it's going to take longer, and that's going to, right? And so I'm trying to avoid all of that.
I do this a lot, actually. And I even wonder if opposite action would be the skill I would choose, or maybe I would choose something else. But sometimes I think I'll like rehearse conversations to try to control them in my head.
Oh, interesting.
And there's like a lot of suffering there, I notice. Like, or it's like I'll come out of it and I'll feel really like exhausted and kind of still nervous.
You've rehearsed before having it, or you're rehearsing?
Before.
Okay.
Before. Like,
because the urge is you need to be prepared. You have fear that you're not
I
gonna be
think the urge
prepared?
is actually more like I need to control it.
Oh.
There's a part of me that thinks if I keep doing this, like I'll guess all the scenarios and I'll prep for all of those, so then I'll be in
Okay.
complete control.
Complete control.
And I have a very solid voice telling me like there is nothing that will give you control of this.
Mhm.
And then I'll slip right back into the like just starting. It happens a lot if I'm like washing my face at the end of the night or the beginning of the day or whatever, and I'm alone. Yeah. And I think the opposite action there could be. Again, I don't know if I would choose that skill here. Maybe. Probably would choose a mindfulness skill more. Really notice I'm doing that.
Mhm.
Observe that from a diffused place. But
Well, that's the gateway into it anyway. Because you have to
Yes.
identify the emotion and the urge. So you have to be in that mindfulness place.
yeah, totally. And maybe an opposite action could be, instead of like being so in my head,
Mhm.
rehearsing, imagining, get tactile, like
Mhm.
feel the face wash on my skin, feel the temperature of the water under my fingers, listen to the sounds, that are
Mhm.
of the open window or whatever. Kind of get out of my head a little bit
Mhm.
can help kind of shift me in an opposite direction. So yeah, it's like I don't literally have to like walk in a different room. It's like I can kind of opposite the focus even.
Mhm.
There's like a bit of an action in that.
Typically, committing to your values is an opposite action move.
Yeah.
A lot of times
Yeah.
it can feel difficult.
Totally.
There's a lot of hurdles, pain that comes up from that. I remember one of the practitioners in the fellowship I was in was saying 95% of the time, the thing you don't want to do is a value aligned move.
Yeah.
And just kind of off the cuff. And I always remember that. It's like, yeah, a lot of times throughout the day when I have a strong urge to not do something, it's actually a clue into that's an important thing for you to do.
Yeah,
You know?
totally.
Not all the time, but
Yeah, well, that's kind of the interesting thing about like the wise mind and that like center of values. What is deeply meaningful to you is often like hard. I like think
Mhm.
about that a lot, like in kind of a like existential sort of way. Like I'm not an atheist. Like I believe in a higher power of some kind.
Mhm.
I will think of like, what is the meaning or design of this? That like, what is important is maybe almost in some ways supposed to be hard. Because I do in my real life find like sometimes the harder the thing,
Mhm.
when I really stay close to my values and embody
Mhm.
them, act in line with them in a real felt way, it doesn't just feel like good like doesn't even
It's
cover it.
it's vitality.
It's vitality.
It's a vital experience.
And it feels almost like transformational.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just shifted something
Mhm.
in a big way. And I do think it takes action and experiencing yourself and your world differently
Mhm.
to really transform into like that vital living.
Yeah.
The word good is like wrong for this. It's like it feels so whole,
Mm.
full and grounded and calm,
Mhm.
full and clear.
Full and clear.
This is like a haiku. And it's like annoying to tell someone facing something difficult, something
Of
like
course.
that.
Of course.
But it is true. What's true is true.
Yeah.
There really is a lot of richness and transformation on the other side of that. And it's just a curiosity for me of like, wow, we're really meant to do these difficult things for growth.
Which I think is very counterintuitive to a lot of people's perceptions and what they've been told or taught. And
Yeah.
life should be happy and
Yeah. Just
you know,
good.
and just good.
Yeah.
And a lot of the most vital experiences are experiences where we're not in a place of happiness.
Yeah. Totally.
There are so many that we're in a place of happiness, but that's why I love the word vitality, because it's not saying it's happy, right?
Yeah.
It's meaningful, it's rich, it's full,
Yeah.
and you could have that in a very difficult emotional state.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm like going too far here, but I almost think it's like an experience of God. Like I think of that almost like God as like a verb a lot of times, and like moments like that feel like I can feel my like the infinite nature within me kind of when I do something
it's
that
like a
hard.
spiritual experience.
Yes, it is. It's like transcendent. I think is the word.
Yeah.
it's like good is so far behind
Yeah,
that.
right.
You know, or pleasant or easy or whatever.
Well, it's hard to put words to some of these experiences.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Or have the language, as
Totally.
you were talking about in the last episode.
Yeah. So it's like when what is important to you is kind of the opposite of what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's right where the skill comes in.
Opposite action is something people do all the time.
Yeah.
And they're just not aware of it.
Mhm.
You know, just honestly think about anything you didn't want to do and you did it, right? And you felt more regulated after having done it.
Yeah.
That's probably opposite action. So
Totally.
people go throughout their whole lives not knowing there's a skill named for that.
Yeah.
And when we build our awareness tool, we can use it more intentionally. I think that's an empowering thing to let the people we work with know is this isn't something you have to start from like scratch, and or you're probably in a lot of ways doing it. And that's why I think pointing out the therapy is a parallel process in opposite action is important.
Yeah.
You're probably doing it right now in this room. You probably had a lot of feelings of avoiding coming or canceling today, or
Yeah.
you've had moments where you didn't want to bring something up or you felt ashamed and you want to keep it hidden
Yeah.
and you didn't, right? And so I think having also those data points to point out to people can be useful, that
Yes.
we're not starting from zero.
People listening to this can do this. We're like, think about times, catalog times where
Yes.
you did the opposite of what felt comfortable when it was meaningful. There's like the micro versions of this too, where, and we'll talk about this, like you're kind of like stuck on the couch. And like really what you can do an opposite action is like just move your physical body to the edge of the couch and then put some weight on your feet and then press into your feet and press your legs straight. Those are a bunch of strung together opposite actions. And, you know, you may say to yourself, like, I'm not going to feel better. It's not going to do anything. Like, you could say all of that. And that may even be true.
Right.
But I would challenge you to try it and find out if that's true. Really notice, when I do this, does anything change?
So many times we hear that, well, I didn't feel better. And it's okay. That's fair. Did you feel more dysregulated?
Yeah.
Or did you feel
question.
more regulated?
Yeah.
Right? Or did it feel more manageable in that moment having done it? Then we're getting at different ways of looking at skills, because I think better is such a, like that misses the mark in so many different ways, where it's like, okay, you were procrastinating. You finally did the thing.
Yeah.
Did you feel more regulated after you started doing the thing? And a lot of times people in that situation, and myself included, do, because you keep putting it off and you're giving into that urge, and you just think more about, oh, I keep putting this off and I have to do it. And wait a second, did you guys get your license thing on your license plate?
We did.
Yeah, so did I. Yes.
Oh, you got yours.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you
Little
go to the
update.
DMV?
I went to the DMV.
Talk about opposite action.
Well, tell everyone about your experience.
I'm sorry. That came to me like that when I was trying to think. I'm in my mind thinking about opposite action moves. And then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, the DMV.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been easier.
It was easy when I went. I didn't want to say it was easy until I heard what your experience was.
They were so friendly.
It was great.
I interacted with 2 people.
Me too.
So friendly.
It was easy.
Wow.
Did you go? Where did you go? Which DMV did you go to?
Austin.
Was that right?
Yeah, Elston.
Yeah.
That was the same one I went to, and it was like a little side adjacent building where the
Yeah.
line, there was like hardly any people there. It was great.
They had those neon blue signs.
Yeah.
That said cashier.
Yeah.
Wow.
I felt like I was in the 70s.
It was great.
Oh, yeah, it definitely feels like the 70s in there.
Well, good for you. Good for you.
I got my driver's license there. It's not fun.
Wait, like when you were a teenager?
When I was 16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I didn't grow up that far away from there.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I remember.
That's amazing. Okay, anyway.
Remember it.
That's an opposite action move.
That's an opposite action move, right? It's like I value being compliant with the legal regulations of driving. I value driving. That's important to me, and like getting from A to B.
And if we go back to 2 weeks ago, even when I was telling that story to you guys about the ticket, as I was telling the story, I was becoming more heightened because I wasn't really thinking about what are the actual moves I could take in the different direction. But once I started planning, like, okay, I need to actually go to a DMV, right? Find the DMV, right? All of those different types of moves, it didn't feel as distressing, still
Yes,
distressing, right?
You named the steps.
But it was like, okay, it's like I'm taking moves in the opposite direction other than giving into the urge of just, this isn't going to solve, like, who's going to do this for me, right? Like all those urges to just kind of like catastrophize. So,
Yeah.
well, good for you guys for getting your sticker.
Yeah, you too. Amazing. I mean, I didn't do anything really.
We're
My
amazing.
mom attempted to do it and then she wasn't able to. And then Josh did it.
Way to go.
You emailed me the address.
Yeah, true.
That was helpful.
And I'm also going to the fertility clinic every other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time for men to step up.
Time for some men to do some things. Talk about opposite action. Men doing things.
Yeah, it's an opposite action if I ever saw one.
Oh, yeah. Get off the couch.
This has turned into like a Married with Children
It's
episode.
totally a trope.
But yeah, so that's opposite action. You know, I would say, like, if you're skeptical, well, I'll say this too. I had this thought. Now I'm remembering that I just had this thought. There's really no such thing as like short-term therapy. You're not going to have one session with a therapist where they tell you about opposite action. You do it once and you're cured, or you hear about it and you're cured, or whatever cured even means. But this is a long-term practice. So you're learning this practice that you can put in your real life between the times you're in the therapy office, where you can shift your life experience. And if you do opposite action many times over a month, many times over a year, I really think you're going to notice things that are important. You know, you're not going to be perfect at it. You don't need to be perfect at it, but like really honing the skill of like not having to give into an urge is huge for one's sense of well-being and sense of that center of power, which is your wise mind.
No, I think that it is an extremely empowering skill when you have those strong urges and your ability to step outside of those, fully experience them, and still be quote unquote in control of your behavior and choosing the way you want to respond versus react, right? That is really empowering.
It's amazing. So, you know, like, no, you're not going to have 1 minute with a therapist where they talk about this and you're like, okay, that's all I needed. It is a practice for a long, long time of shifting your, like you said, response to emotional pain, urges, triggers. You know, you're giving yourself this new experience. Like, I don't have to be overtaken by this and controlled by this feeling or this urge.
And you can start low stakes, right? You can start with just noticing, I don't want to do the dishes. Yeah. And could I push myself to get up in this moment, right? This is a choice point. Could I get up and try to do them? And sometimes with the people we work with, and just therapy in general, we want to swing for the fences and go really big on stuff. And that's great. Like we have like large goals that we want to attack, and sometimes even just breaking that down. And how could we practice this day to day with things that don't have such heightened emotions can be useful to gain some mastery and skill over it. So
totally.
I like it. I'm a fan.
Make the big changes.
I'm a huge fan.
Same. I'm a huge fan too. I'm a huge fan. I'm going to print us all t-shirts. Opposite to emotion action. OEA.
Remember the young adults used to call it Opt-to-Emo?
Yeah. Back when people said emo.
Emo. Back to when people said emo.
People don't really say it anymore.
Opt-to-emo.
People never said op, but
do people, somebody the other day, I heard them say Gucci. Do people still say that?
Oh my God. I remember when that was all over the place.
People don't say that anymore.
People don't say that
and I
anymore.
don't know anything, but I was, even when the person said that, I was like, I don't think people say that.
I'm Gucci. Yeah. People don't say that. What do people say?
I'm golden.
I'm golden.
I'm golden.
We definitely say that.
Golden. What's golden? Jill Scott. Great song.
Ooh, I was thinking more K-pop Demon Hunters.
Golden
what do people
Girls?
say instead of I'm Gucci?
Wait, I just had it.
6'7".
Well, but that kind of went already.
What? 6'7"?
Yeah, that's like gone. Like people
Does
don't
that
say
even? It doesn't
anymore.
even mean anything.
Well, it never meant anything.
Right.
And kids don't say it
And
anymore.
kids don't say it.
Yeah.
So
moved
cool.
on.
Yeah.
Let's transition into our How Wise Is It, which I already forgot. What is
Our How Wise Is It today is, well, this was once an internet phenomenon as well. But how wise is it to Kondo Marie your life?
That's right.
Or Marie Kondo your life. I think our company is called like Kondo Marie, which is a reversal of her name.
Okay.
I think so. Kondo Marie is something.
This is now pretty dated because her book was that came out was The Art of Tidying.
Yeah, the life-changing magic of tidying up.
Oh, sorry, I butchered that, but
And then the show, what was the show called?
don't even remember. This was pre-COVID that she was starting to become popular, right?
Totally. Yes.
Which there was
way
the
pre-COVID.
yeah, there was the minimalist movement,
Yeah.
which I ascribe to, and I've talked about it in certain ways, not fully, but
Yeah.
So, but her whole thing is the essence of an object, right?
Yes, like
Does it-
what it gives you.
But does it evoke something in you?
Yeah, yes. That is it.
So the how wise is it would be, how wise is it if something in your life, you hold it, you kind of like bring it in front of
yeah.
I'm
You
butchering
put
this,
everything,
I'm sure.
I think you put all of your belongings in the center of the room.
Well, who could do that? I have way more belongings than that.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
you go
a
room
room?
by room.
Okay, a room to room.
You go room by room, which is actually like for people who are like in the kind of decluttering space, like on the
Mhm.
internet, room by room is a big thing, which I guess is intuitively makes sense. But you put everything in the center of the room and then you take each item and you ask yourself, does this evoke joy?
Does it evoke joy?
She does focus on joy, but I like your idea of does it evoke something? Anything. Like, I mean, maybe it evokes anger, but even then it's like, could it still be valuable?
Well, what's wrong with neutrality? Why does it have to be joy?
Well, I think her idea is like,
Well, wait, sorry. Let me pause you. Let's finish the thought. If it doesn't evoke joy, you get rid of it?
you get rid of it.
Okay, so that's the complete thing. You gather the things
Yeah.
one by one.
Everything in your home then evokes joy, and then everything is joyful, and then you are perfect.
And so the idea here is, which I love this idea, instead of accumulating things, we're stripping things away.
Mhm.
And we're really getting down
Shedding.
to the nitty gritty of the things that bring us joy in our
Yeah,
life, which I
then-
love that idea.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's a wise thing to think about.
Yeah.
I think where it loses me is the joy.
Yeah. What is your reaction to that?
My reaction is I think there are things that don't necessarily bring me joy that have a lot of utility
Yeah.
that I want.
100%.
And so maybe I'm getting too hooked on the language.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's worth considering. Now, we should all acknowledge none of us have read the book.
That we have not read.
This is my impression of my
Give me the
very good
impression.
friend read it and did it to her apartment.
Yeah,
This
give
was
me-
before the Netflix show was even on.
Give me the impressions.
It's well, I think the idea is it is about joy, but I also think she doesn't expect you like, oh, my toilet paper holder doesn't bring joy. Well, going in the garbage. I think it's sort of like the ability to have the hygiene is like important to you. Function maybe has a role in it.
It has to,
It has to.
because there's so many things that are functional that
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah,
bring
it's like you would have a
don't really
sink.
bring you any emotional experience.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, it's funny that it's joy and it's
Never-
not just like me.
never read the book.
Yeah,
I've
n-
never read this book,
never
and I'm going to
read
critique
the
it, just like
book.
the Odyssey.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Haven't
give
seen
a
it. So the minimalist guys that have their own podcast, I forget their names because I haven't listened to it in such a long time, but they had some different exercises
Do you remember the name of the pod?
to think about. I thought it was just the minimalists.
The Minimalists.
One of their exercises was the idea of gathering the things, and if you haven't used it or engaged with the item in 90 days,
Yeah.
is that then the moment to think about, is this something you truly need?
Yeah.
Which that spoke to me a little bit more
Yeah. I like that.
versus the joy. So I would almost want to do the 90-day thing first. And then if something's really calling me to it, because it's like I have a photo album that I haven't looked at in 90 days, but it brings me such joy. Of course, I'm going to keep that.
Right.
So it's almost like I would want to start with the 90 days and then maybe lump on the joy.
I think I'm remembering that I think Marie Kondo has a
I
similar
want to
thing, but
lump
it's
on
a
the
year.
joy.
I think it's a year. She has you.
Oh, hers is a year.
She has you hang your clothes all in one direction, and then when you use it, you flip the hanger. So any hangers that have never been flipped, you get rid of that stuff.
All right, the Minimalists, Emmy-nominated Netflix stars and New York Times best-selling authors Joshua Fields Milburn and Ryan Nicodemus,
Okay.
alongside co-host TK Coleman. They help millions of people live meaningful lives with less. And I think I also
Wow.
like them because they talk so much about meaning. I think it's wise to not constantly, but consistently be taking inventory of your material items.
Yeah.
and whether you
Yeah.
need them or not. I think for me, that's a meaningful practice.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I'm always in a phase of, do I really need this? Am I consuming too much?
Yeah.
Could I live with less things that have more meaning versus more things that are just things?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it is wise to engage in those types of questions.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's wise as well.
It's hard though.
Well, what's hard about it for you?
There's always going to be another shoe that I want.
Yes. Oh God, yeah.
There's always going to be another like catalog from Marine Layer that's going to come out that
Oh yeah.
I'm going to see something.
Another silhouette that you're seeing, out in the world.
Just another person wearing something, another cool design, another technology that comes out.
Yeah.
Whether that's the just kind of consumerism that we're brought up in, or just a human thing, wanting things you don't have. I don't know. That's what would make it hard.
I know. It's like obviously the capitalist machine is like a part of this, but then you wonder like what part of it is like essentially human, of just like wanting to accumulate things and express yourself, and sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think that is the hardest part for me. Well, because here's the thing though, like this is where like I unconsciously like cheat all of these systems all the time. It's like,
well, so do I.
I'll get rid of stuff and do that, and then I won't abide by any rules of like, well, you can't really collect anything else. I almost take it as like, oh, I got all this space to get some new stuff.
A new interest,
and it's
a new
like,
hobby.
Yeah. There's a version of it I could do that could be more like rigorous. That might be really interesting.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely cultivate it and make it into my own when it works for me.
Yeah.
Which, how useful is that? I don't really know.
I know.
I do think there would be more meaningful experiences if I really was rigorous, like you are saying, to it.
Yeah, like you limit what you add back in, and okay, you don't buy anything new for 90 days.
You don't buy anything new. You don't add anything new.
You don't add anything, and then you live that life.
But then it's like, well, what qualifies
as buying things?
I mean,
you're going to buy paper towels.
You're going to buy all that stuff.
Well, maybe
groceries.
For me, it's like clothes.
Clothes. Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Sure. Yeah. But also then it's like, if I don't know buying
beauty products,
I know myself, I would then start looking at home goods, then I would start looking at beauty products. And it's like,
that's when the brick comes out.
Yeah. There's got to be for me a line, and the line cannot be something I want it to be. It has to be something I need it to be.
Right.
And we're back to opposite action, kind of.
I think her concept is, I like it.
Yeah.
I like the idea, the overarching
idea.
Oh,
you like it. I thought you were saying that's her philosophy. I like it.
Oh, sorry.
If I like it.
No. That is kind of her philosophy, her book that I haven't read yet.
That I actually wrote.
I haven't read, but I wrote it.
Surprise.
And her Netflix special, which I've directed but haven't viewed. I think it might be wise for people to give some form of decluttering, minimalism, whatever that looks like, condoing, whatever, giving it some thought. I think it would be wise for people to think about it.
Totally. I agree. I definitely agree. And I don't know if I would myself go the Marie Kondo route.
I don't think I would either.
But there are some good like Substacks and stuff.
Yeah. I think the essence of it though can raise a lot of questions.
Yes.
Like meaningful. So I think that is wise to even just think about it as a thought exercise. Like, what would that look like for me?
Right.
And also there's ways to make it even more meaningful for you. Like, are you donating the things that you're stripping away?
Yeah.
Like, could you find meaningful ways of, in the decluttering or in the not purchasing, what am I using some of that money for? Other ways to engage with different parts of your life. So
use it for therapy to unpack why you need so much shit.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe.
Unpack. No pun intended. We're around packages.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
What an episode.
Yeah. Well, wait, it's something I have to mention in the Marie Kondo of it all
mention.
When I had first heard
You're not going to say you read the book, are you?
No,
Okay.
I didn't read the book. But something right after I heard about it and after my friend had done it in her New York apartment, I went to a comedy show with the comedian Todd Barry.
Todd Barry.
Do you know Todd Barry?
Sounds familiar.
You'd probably know him if you saw him. He's really funny. But he was like, so I read this book called The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up. And he's like, the concept is like, you put everything in the center of the room and you only keep what gives you joy.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, so I'm burning my apartment to the ground with me in it.
That's great.
That's good stuff.
That is really good.
So yeah, that was one of my first exposures to it. But yeah, check out the Netflix show
For sure.
Read the book. Hey,
Read
tell
the
us
book.
about
Tell
the
us
book.
about the book.
Because we're certainly not
Can
going to read
somebody
it.
read that book and give us some notes?
We're busy trying to get through Flesh.
Oh, Kelly, you're never gonna read it.
I know.
It's
I
better
left
if
it
you
in the
don't.
dust. Yeah,
It's better if you
maybe
don't.
someone will summarize it for
Somebody
me one
else
day.
strip that book away.
Yeah.
That's decluttering. All right. Well, you can find me at butz.jonathan@gmail.com. What about you?
Yeah, you can find me at kkpsychotherapy.com. If you want to work with me, you want to come on the pod, you have ideas for the pod, anything, reach out to me there. And Josh?
You can find me at joshbayerfilms.com. Bayer as in the aspirin, and I'll service all of your editing needs.
Yes.
But I do have a shout out.
Do
Oh
it.
boy, here we go. Fits in the Tantrums, new album.
That is one half of my shout out.
Yes.
Half two is Crybaby by Vince Staples.
Yeah, Josh is
Ooh.
loving Vince Staples
Really?
right now. Yeah.
Okay.
It's the latest hip hop masterpiece.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Probably my second favorite album of the year after Underscores. He switches his flow up basically every verse, and people are kind of calling it rap rock or perhaps punk. But then Vince Staples kind of responded to that saying, indie rock, punk, all those genres are just crackers trying to be James Brown.
Oh,
Wow.
love it.
To be honest, I feel like it doesn't remind me of much. Like it
It
reminded
had
you a
some
little
Tame
Tame Impala,
Oh,
a little like Rage Against the Machine,
Wow.
Yeah, you'll like it.
a little
will
bit like the Roots, or like almost like Little like it has live instrumentation,
Yeah.
fuzzy guitar riffs, and it's like a political firebomb, and it's
Yeah, he's on I would like him. He's on a really good song by or an album by Earl Sweatshirt. So I definitely like Vince Staples.
Chum
Is that what the song
or
is?
Hive.
Yeah, might be Hive. But anyway, I'm gonna have to listen to that. I'm gonna put that on my Spotify right now.
Yeah.
A must hear for you hip hop heads out there.
I feel bad I don't. Wait. Well, I have almost like a future shout out, which
Future
maybe we want to listen or we want to watch it for the pod. There is a new TV show. Did you ever watch the show Flight of the Conchords?
Of course.
I mean, the best. Jermaine from that show is
Love
in a
Jermaine.
new show on Hulu. Do you have Hulu? Mm-hmm. Called Alice and Steve, and it's about like age gap dating and like I think it addresses within that context addresses like aging and romantic relationships amongst that struggle. I think it's funny.
Jermaine.
I think maybe it could be an interesting pod topic for us. So maybe it's something we'll watch
Maybe
and
it's something
review
we'll watch. Summer
when
viewing.
it comes out. Yeah, it's not out yet,
Right.
but soon.
And if you can get your hands on it, watch the David Bowie episode of Flight of the Conchords.
Oh my
It's a classic.
God. Where the funky eye patch breath. Okay, well, thanks, everyone. Thank you to Blanket Forts.
Yes, thank you to Blanket Forts, and we'll see you all
See you
next
next time. We'll talk about our article that we mentioned.
Articles.
So stay tuned.
We're actually going to read it.
Yeah, we're going to read this one.
We're going to read this one.
We're gonna write it.
And direct it.
Bye.
Bye.
The Wise Mind Happy Hour podcast is for entertainment purposes only, not to be treated as medical advice. If you are struggling with your mental health, please seek medical attention or counseling.